I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
Yo. All right, we back for the I guess this is the Christmas episode, week 16, down to the wire. How y'all been, man?
Chilling, man. Ready for the holidays. Sleeping a lot, eating a lot. You know.
Shit, man.
It's been a good one, bro. I'm not hungover for once. I'm not.
Okay, that's a plus. That's a plus.
Saving it for tonight. Saving it for tonight.
Save it for tonight, man.
That's a plus. Okay. Well, let's hop into it. I know we got a lot of games that happened this week, so we're gonna start with the Thursday night game, the Saints and the Rams. So how'd y'all feel about that game? Any thoughts?
My biggest takeaway was Puka is the truth. Like, thank God he saved my fantasy team this year. Finally, we went off this week. So
He's the truth.
That's all I got to say. Puka all day. Puka's the truth.
I got a few takeaways from that game, man. Listen, the Rams are a live dog in the NFC scope, bro. A real live dog. And I know, like, they haven't looked great all year. I was looking at some of their losses, and most of them have come to teams in the playoff hunt or, like, some of the more dominant contenders, like the Niners, the Eagles, and stuff. So, to me, I think they've already beaten, with them beating the Saints, they've beaten, like, the two major competitors for them for that final playoff seeding or for those last two playoff spots, in the Saints and the Seahawks. You know, Stafford is healthier now. Puka looking like a number one, like Lee just said. Kupp is still the veteran. He's Kupp. Like, whether he's putting on dominant games or not, he's still Cooper Kupp. Still got to worry about him. Kyron Williams, he's good for like a touchdown a game nowadays. Like, I feel like he's a beast in the backfield. They still have Sean McVay, and they still have Aaron Donald on defense. I think the Rams will be a team that they'll have the most playoff experience out of any team that's going to be in the NFC playoff picture. And right now, they're slotted to play the Lions. And that should be that interesting, bro. You talk about Stafford for Goff.
Stafford.
That'd be a great storyline for the NFL, man. I want to see it personally. Yeah. Stafford back in Detroit.
Just trying
to spoil their hopes. I like the Rams, bro.
I might try to go to that game. I might try to go to that game. But nah, that would be a good storyline for the NFL. Also, it's kind of like I feel like that's an even trade, right? Like, you could say both teams won the trade.
The Rams won the trade.
They won
a Super Bowl. The Rams got a Super Bowl.
They won the Super Bowl, but I mean, in a way, you could be like, the Lions have been bad for so long. It's like,
yeah,
all right, like, you know what I mean? They gave him a Super Bowl, but it's just like,
I'll say this: if the Rams beat them in Detroit, they ain't win that trade, bro. You can't take that L, bro. You can't take that L. Man.
I'd take the Rams if they were to play this week. I would pick the Rams to upset them. Like, the Lions haven't been good the past. The Lions just got upset, right? They're not.
They won last week. I think they got right.
Sorry, they beat the Broncos. The week before that they lost.
Yeah. So we're saying, like, the Rams. You think the Rams can make a run? Like, outside of that first round, you think they can make a run? They have weapons. I mean, DeMarcus Robinson's been going off too out of nowhere. So it's like, on offense, they got the weapons.
Yeah, I think they're probably the most dangerous wild card team in the NFC. Like, we talk about it every week. There's no, like, runaway teams besides the 49ers. Like, even the Cowboys, Eagles, they look pretty human the past couple of weeks. So, like, there's no, besides the 49ers, I don't think there's anyone who you say is like a lock to win at least one round. And I think, given Stafford's history, we know what they can do. He's won a Super Bowl. They got all the offensive talent. Talked about Puka, Kyron Williams, obviously Kupp. So, and they still have Aaron Donald there. So, like, still there. It's like, they still got McVay. It's like, it seems like they're putting it all together at the right time. And it's always that team that gets hot, like week 16, 17, 18 going into the playoffs. And it looks like it could be the Rams this year. So, yeah, I think they're probably the most dangerous wild card team
And I don't think they need to be home, right? That's the one thing when you talk
Yeah.
about these teams that are like, oh, like they need to, like the Dolphins need to be home, the Cowboys need to be home for them to be at their like max potential. I don't think the Rams are like that at all. They have Aaron Donald, they can run the ball, they can throw the ball. Stafford's healthy. If Stafford's healthy, he's one of the better quarterbacks in the NFC. Look at the playoff picture.
Yeah.
Like it's just not great. And I'm not trying to knock like Purdy or Hurts or
You can
Dak,
knock
but
Purdy, man. It's okay.
Listen, I like Purdy. He's the one with the experience. He's the one that's actually went out and got it done. He's the Hall of Famer of the group. So, hey, man, they're that dog that you don't want to play right now. Straight up. And
yeah, right now
Lions playing them.
I think right now they're the second wild card spot. So they're 8-7, and then the last wild card spot is between the Vikings 7-7, Seattle 7-7. You got the Saints in there at 7-8. So between those four teams, the Saints, the Seahawks, the Vikings, and the Rams, like the only team that really scares me is the Rams.
Right. And the thing is, they got the Giants next week, right? So that's a W, right? Then they got the Niners in a situation where the Niners might not even need to play that game, right? So
yeah,
I don't know how the highest they can be is 6, right? Because they can't win the West. So the highest they can be is 6, right? Yeah. So, but either way, I'm trying to see that Lions Rams matchup for sure.
It'd be interesting if they do get the Lions, because the Lions are a dome team too, and I feel like the Rams are a dome team too, so it's not.
I mean, it'll be loud when they got the ball, right?
It'll be loud in Detroit, yeah, just because it's been so long in Detroit. Yeah, it's gonna go. They're gonna go crazy. But they'll be cheering for Stafford too. They'll be cheering for Stafford.
PMC, if you can, you should go to that game, bro. It's gonna be loud.
Whoever
they play.
Whoever they play. Yeah, whoever they play is
gonna
be crazy.
It's gonna be crazy.
That's crazy. But it should be interesting. I think if they do play, like the Lions usually struggle like on the ground, or when they don't get stuff going on the ground. So it'd be interesting to see like that ground matchup versus, like you said, like Aaron Donald, because like that's gonna be the direct matchup, and then like can the Rams like score points? So it's gonna be interesting. I definitely want to see that matchup. But yeah, what other games do we have? So we had 3 games. I guess the next game was the Bengals and Steelers. That was the George Pickens game.
Shout out to George for those on IG.
George Pickens, man.
For those on IG, yeah, I see George has joined the stream. He's here. Mr. Pickens himself.
I was gonna say shout out Jalen Warren with that block.
Facts.
With the block.
Yeah.
The block. Jalen Warren with the block. You seen it? Have you saw it?
Yeah.
I just wish that it was Pickens who scored.
Yeah, Pickens scored.
That would have
been perfect. But no, man. I mean, shout out to the Steelers. They got their W. PFC. He probably hyped right now. His Steelers pick.
Mason Rudolph anytime touchdown, man.
I doubted Mason Rudolph.
I told y'all Mason was gonna go off, man.
I'm sick to my stomach. I did not start George Pickens in the playoffs, and of course he could.
I don't blame you though. I don't blame you.
Listen, this was the week to do it. If you are supposed to be an elite receiver, or you want to be looked at as an elite receiver, and they start chirping about you, and you're not blocking, and you're not a good teammate, that's when the elite receiver starts starting. And Pickens said, "Yo, I'm big dog Pickens." I will say, we talked about it in the pregame. He only got like 6 targets. He only had like 4 catches, but he was productive with those numbers, man. He was productive with the opportunities he got. So love to see it. You still need to block though, bro.
You still need to block.
You need to block. Man, I don't want to hear that. Oh, what happened to Tank Dell? Nah, bro. If you on the goal line, like Tank Dell is like much smaller than you.
Yeah,
and it was like a running like a QB sneak kind of play. He shouldn't have been in there in the first place. You was open field. Jalen Warren could have got a touchdown, and you wanted to be selfish, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I don't think he's a net negative for them, but you got to block, bro.
Yeah, he even had I remember he had highlights where he was just like blocking too. You know what I mean? Like that was part of the draw. Like big receiver, wide catch radius, and like any blocks. Like that was the thing. So you got to block.
Got to block, bro. Got to block.
But I guess going off of what you no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think you kind of touched on it with his targets, though. I think it was kind of like, I think it's a, I don't want to say a red flag, but like a false hope game where like obviously he went up, but I don't see it. I'm still not starting him next week, or even I think next week's probably the last week. But I'm not starting him next week. And going into next year, it's like it's hard to, as good as the wide receiver is, it's hard to go all in with them when they have no quarterback. And like I don't know with you can't trust any other quarterbacks.
The thing is, the Pickens and Pickett like connection seemed strong. Like it seemed good end of last year, even the beginning of this year. It seemed like it was good. It just fell off the cliff, man. Like I don't know what.
Yeah,
I don't know what
happened
they're
to Pickett.
scheming up. I don't know what
what
they're
happened to
doing
Pickett.
out there in Pittsburgh. But
I think they just got
nothing.
like I think they have a lot of like pieces, but they don't know like who's the guy. Because even at the running back, right? Like Jalen Warren has clearly been the better running back all year, and like they still try to get Najee Harris like touches or like even touches, and it's like it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
So it's like you're trying to get him involved, like whether it's like short passes or in the running game. Then like you got Pickens, like Johnson was like hurt for a good part of the season too, so it's like you're trying to work him back. Like I think they picked up like Robinson from like the Rams too, like Allen Robinson. So it's like they just had like a lot of different pieces. I don't think they really knew what they were trying to do. And the quarterback situation. So it's kind of like to be honest, like I don't even know if I can truthfully like evaluate Pickett. You know what I mean? Like I know that he's not like a top tier quarterback, but I think like they've had so much change and like what they're like. I don't know what their scheme is. Like, are they a run team? Are they a pass team? Like, we really don't know. You know, and he's more of a running quarterback. So I feel like I don't know. I feel like there could be a better scheme that would help him out more, or and even with those wide receivers, like Pickens it doesn't like I don't see him running like crazy routes. You know what I mean? Like every catch he makes is kind of like a contested, like tough
Yeah.
catch. You know what I mean? So even that is like a concern. Where it's like the one catch he made was like he always makes a catch that's like I've never seen that before. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like he doesn't
I'd
get a lot
like
of
to
easy
see him
catches.
get.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him get schemed open more often because
Right,
he has the
yeah.
speed. Like he has it. It's just
Yeah.
like, yeah.
That's the thing too. Like with they're not using him. Like they just throw him outside. Like they still have Deontay
Right.
Johnson. He's more of the inside guy, so he's getting a lot of like those quick slot looks. And like I think it's just a product of the offense and having no quarterback, where they're kind of like eliminating anything 20 yards past the field, and they're all just like all short stuff. So it's all quick slants and stuff like that to get the ball out quick, which doesn't really fit Pickens like skill set. Like people just need to just throw it up to him and let him go get it. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's tough with their quarterback. It's the same thing with like the Jets. It's like as good as Garrett Wilson is, he's handicapped.
Yeah, because they even got Freiermuth, who like you don't even. I think he had 0 catches last game.
Yeah, Prime.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, but he's good. And it's
What is the game plan? I don't
know.
I never questioned Mike Tomlin, and I know he's more defensive mind than anything, but
yeah,
I don't like what I see from the Steelers. Even in this win, I didn't like what I saw.
yeah. Well, you figure what Deontay Johnson had his first touchdown this year in like 2 years or 3 years or something like that. Like, so it's kind of like there's got to be like frustration. You know what I mean? Like even if we don't see it, even from him. And we still don't really know who's the number one guy, but they definitely have weapons. I think they just need to like I said, solidify a scheme or what they want to do.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I think they fired their offensive coordinator in the middle of the year, right?
Exactly.
So,
Canada.
yeah, they fired Matt Canada in the middle of the year. So like even at least they acknowledged the problem, but yeah, you're not gonna fix it in the middle of the season like that. So
Yeah. So do y'all think like do you think Pickens is good like long term, or is he more good for the Steelers long term, or is he more of a cancer, or is he bad long term?
Get him a quarterback that can throw, man. Like,
Yeah.
Get him a quarterback. I see him as like maybe Diggs is too strong a comparison. That maybe he won't be what he can be on the Steelers. Like how Diggs was like good on the Vikings, but then he went to the Bills and was like dominant or like one of the best receivers in the league for real.
Yeah.
I could see that kind of a future for him. Maybe I'm having too big of expectations for Pickens, but I don't know. I don't like the quarterback room.
Yeah.
You have Trubisky throwing in the ball for a little bit this year, bro. Like it's not great.
Yeah.
It's not great.
Yeah, I'm not worried about him, mainly because he's a wide receiver. So wide receivers just notoriously are a little bit of a diva personality. So, but I think he caught a lot of shit for not blocking for Jalen Warren, and he's still so young. He's only like second or third year in the league. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he'll grow up. His talent, what I don't like is Tomlin like just giving him the green pass to do whatever he wants, because I don't think he's that good. He's not Antonio Brown.
Yeah, Antonio Brown.
Like, relax. He's
Yeah.
but I'm fine on Pickens. He's a wide receiver. Like, that's how they're supposed to be.
So this may be a hot take, right? But Pickens. Remember, there's a couple weeks we were talking about. I don't know if we talked about it on the stream or not, but we were talking about Jamar Chase. Pickens to me is Jamar Chase if he didn't have Burrow.
Okay, keep going.
Why do you do this, bro?
Keep going. Ask a question.
No. But I'm just putting it out there. I'm saying like if you swap them, right? And Jamar Chase, like his first 2 years of the league, right? And he's on this Steelers team. Do you think he puts up similar numbers to Pickens, or do you think he puts up more?
Chase puts up better numbers. He's Jamar Chase. He was more highly touted out of college.
But you just said Pickett. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't. Like, what are the numbers? You know what I mean?
Both things can be true, right? Jamar Chase can be a dynamic wide receiver who's clearly better than George Pickens.
Sure.
And put up decent or better numbers. He would put up better numbers than Pickens has.
Okay.
With the same quarterback play.
He's
getting open with his own talent. I just said we need to scheme Pickens open more. Jamar Chase is physically just more gifted than him. He's going to be able to get to balls and be able to get more.
But you're saying he can get to ball. I'm not saying he can't get to the balls. I'm just saying the quarterback has to deal with that. Like it's the Garrett Wilson thing. You know, like I think Garrett Wilson is clearly better than. But
Garrett you can run a slant for Chase and it might go to the house. That's not the case with Pickens right now.
He just did it last game.
You did, but it's not.
But that's kind of my point. Because Chase has done it, we're kind of like, oh, he would be doing this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying like it's a definite. I'm not saying it's a definite. I'm just saying like, for Pickens, like the catches that he makes, you can't tell me that like if he was with Burrow or if he was with like a different quarterback that like he wouldn't be better, or at least at this point. I'm not saying he would specifically be better, but he would put up big numbers.
No.
You know what I mean?
You're vaulting him into a top 5 receiver right now.
Right. That's my one.
No. I'm saying I don't. But no. What I'm saying, I'm comparing the first 2 years. I'm saying the first 2 years. So like if Chase probably was top 5 like those first 2 years. Like, but I'm
crazy,
But I'm just saying, like, it's like you can't take away the fact that like it was with Burrow. But I'm saying, and the only reason I'm saying this is because like Chase has similar games, but he gets more targets. So like in this type of game, like Chase would have probably had like 10, 12 targets. You get what I'm saying? And like still had a few more. Like he probably would have had a couple shorter passes. He would have had over 200 yards. You know, and maybe even another touchdown. But like this is exactly like how it was. Like it was like he would have blow up games because he had that talent. But like if he wasn't getting it, he wasn't getting it. Like I think Pickens is the same way, where it's like boom or bust. You know what I mean? But it's more bust because like the quarterback and the situation is weaker. That's what I'm saying. Like it still could be arguable, but I'm saying like you can't tell me like with the catches that Pickens is making, it's just like it's not a conversation.
My issue is people like DJ Moore exist, right? Where it's like, I don't have great quarterback play, but I still get 1,000 yards because I'm nice. Like that does exist in the NFL.
Yeah,
so
Wilson's still gonna get 1,000 yards.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Like, but
you also have to look at the situation. Like he wasn't playing.
Right, but I think what it comes down to though is like the ceiling and the floor. So like when you give. So, like you're saying, if you give Pickens a top 5 quarterback, that obviously he would be way better, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think if you just straight swap Chase with Pickens, I don't think Pickens is putting up Chase numbers, but I do think Chase is putting up better than Pickens numbers. Does that make sense?
That's how I feel.
That's fair, but I'm just saying like that's like when I make comments about Chase, I'm saying like he's a better version of like what Pickens is doing. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't like, to me, like Tyreek Hill is a weapon no matter where you put him. You know what I'm saying? Like that to me is like a top, like you know what I mean?
So you're saying Jamar Chase he's not situation proof. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like some guys are situation proof.
I can agree with that.
Yeah,
Tyreek Hill is situation proof.
Yeah, like I don't think like he said he's always open. I don't think he's always open, man. Like I don't. I
now we
really
back to the always
because
open.
because even
Wait, so
even
who are your?
no, because even if we're
just
talking
to-
about the teams, it's like he still lines up across from Higgins, who with
I'll
a
say
bad
this.
quarterback last night
Uh,
put up
uh,
150. You know what I mean?
I'll
So
say
it's
this.
like it's a different situation.
I thought Adams was situation proof, but he clearly not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
But you still look at the but you still look at the drop off though. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it's still a drop off. Like again, like Chase is good. Like I'm not saying he's not good, but I'm just saying like you're still receiving passes from
Like-
Burrow and you're lining up across from T Higgins. You know what I mean? Like you're on a good team.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
Mm.
I
Shout
don't
out to
know.
Pickens though, man.
Shout out to Pickens, man. All right, we're gonna go to this last game because I know Sebastian wants to make sure he gets to this. We're talking. we're talking about. We're
Oh,
talking about the Bills and Chargers. The Bills and Chargers. They've been streaking so far. So what we take from this game?
you go first, Lee, if you want.
I will say on last week's show, you were right when you said the Bills might be. I don't know if they're Super Bowl
Listen,
contenders,
man.
but they're definitely like the most dangerous team. All week, every clip I see everywhere else, people are saying the same thing. People are starting to hop on the Bills bandwagon. So you definitely
Heard it
started
here
that first. You started
Heard
that
it
first,
here
but
first.
it does. They are dangerous, man. I think they're the team
Yeah.
that no one wants to play in the playoffs. Out of all the playoff teams, no one wants to play them at round one. Obviously, we know what Josh Allen can do. He can go toe to toe with Pat Mahomes. If they need to score 60 points, he can do it. The defense has been their problem all year, but they've been hurt all year. They're starting to get a little bit healthy. So when that defense was healthy, we've seen them be like a top 5, top 10 defense past couple of years. So if they can get the defense right, Josh Allen is cooking. Speaking of cooking, they're starting to give the ball to James Cook a lot more,
Yeah.
being a lot more run heavy. So they really switched their offensive philosophy in the middle of the season, which I give them credit because it's really hard to do. They're becoming more run balanced, not even just run, but giving James Cook more looks out of the backfield with screens and stuff like that. So if they keep that up, and we'll have to see if James Cook can continue to hold up with like 20, 25 touches for like 2 months straight. We'll see how that goes into the playoffs. But yeah, I think they're the team no one wants to play in the playoffs right now.
You're goddamn right, Lee. And I told y'all, the Bills are still in this bitch. They won the division, bro. I'm telling you, the Dolphins about to choke. They about to win the division. I'm so serious. The Dolphins got them to end the season. The Cowboys today, and they're gonna lose that game. And they got the Ravens sandwiched in between them two on the road. So today's a must-win for the Dolphins. But back to the Bills. Back to the Bills.
Yeah, it is.
They're starting to win these. They're starting to win these close games, man. They're starting to win like the games that they never win. They always somehow something crazy happens. Y'all saw the Eagles game. Something happens, they always lose. They're starting to win them, and they almost gave it away. Picks, fumbles from in the return game, fumbles from James Cook. They almost gave it away, but every game, Josh Allen has one of these crazy rollout throws that nobody in the league could really do, where he gets enough over the ball. That throw to Gabe Davis was crazy. On the run, throwing it like, come on, bro. And I said this years ago. When the Bills start winning games without needing Diggs to go off, that's when they're going to really be a problem. And they're starting to do that. Diggs hasn't done anything in 9 games. He hasn't done anything. He's gotten a couple key first downs here and there, but he scored, once over the past, 7 games?
Yeah, I think he's got 2 touchdowns. If he hasn't got over 100 yards in
Yeah, man. It's crazy. And it hurts. It hurts because I have Diggs in my fantasy team. But I like the Bills, man. They might end up hosting a playoff game. Not just in the playoffs, Lee. Hosting one. Because they win in that division. They win out. They got who they got? They just beat the Chargers. They got the Patriots and
Dolphins.
And then the Dolphins. Patriots, that should be a W. And then you can have the division on the line because they already beat the Dolphins in Miami this year. Talk to me, man. Talk to me nice about my Bills, man.
I'm gonna just say this.
Talk to me
I'm
nice.
gonna say this. I do think the Bills are streaking right now. I do think there's a possibility that they could win the division. But I'm gonna also say they almost lost to the Chargers.
They did.
They almost lost to the Chargers.
They was turning it over
The
too much.
Chargers scored. The Chargers scored 1 touchdown. They kicked 5 field goals, and they
They got a
almost
kicker, man.
lost to the Chargers. So
Yo,
I'm
but
just say,
that was because that's because James Cook.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I think if they win the division, they have a good chance because like Lee was saying, like they're going to Cook, but they also like got that depth. So like they got Fournette, they got like they have a lot of running backs that I think that they're willing to use along with Josh Allen. I do think when it gets down to like the wire and down to the end of the game, they're like they still it's just like, yo, just give it to Josh Allen and let him figure it out. Which like teams know, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, like if it gets close, I mean, Bills can bet on that. Like that works a good.
Right, I was gonna say
portion of the
that's
time.
not a
Like they can bet on that. But I think like once that happens, like or that triggers too early in the game, then that's when it really like starts to be like, hey, Josh Allen has to do everything. It's almost like when a team like stops running the ball. And it's just like, oh, we just gotta pass. It's like, yo, you need to like switch it up. Like they start doing that, where it's like they just put it on Josh Allen. He has to go win the game. I mean, and he'll do it a lot of times, but that's usually their downfall in the playoffs.
Yeah, but look at the other teams who they'd have to play. Like the only offense where I see what you're saying. Like it gets like Josh Allen can go toe to toe with anyone, but at the same time, when he's doing that, he's gonna throw a couple picks, so he might lose you the game too. He might win you 4 games, but he'll lose you 1 game. But looking at the other teams, like besides the Chiefs, I don't know if there's anyone in the AFC where they have to go put up 40 points to beat. Where they're going to be asking him.
They don't have to do that versus the Chiefs.
And if
they don't have to do that versus
if they
the
keep
Chiefs.
running,
if they keep running,
but that's why I said if they're running, and especially
the Dolphins, the Dolphins are
if they win that what's it called? Because it's a flipping climate. Like whoever wins that division, you know what I mean, Miami or Dolphins. So if they win,
yeah, that's true.
If they win, it's like all those home games come through Buffalo. It's like that's a totally different story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Miami on the road is not the same either.
Listen, bro, don't let the Dolphins win that. Don't let the Bills win that division, man. All right, it get cold in Buffalo, man.
It's tough. Who the Dolphins play? The Dolphins,
they got a tough schedule.
Cowboys. They have the Cowboys.
Ravens, and then the Bills.
And then the Bills.
Okay. So the Bills could do it. Yeah.
Listen, man.
It's possible.
That's 3 losses in a row. That's rough for a talented team like Miami. But
at the same time, for Miami, it's kind of like if you're gonna win it, you have to win these games. These are the teams you got to beat. At this point, whether it's now or in the playoffs, you got to beat them.
If somehow they were to win out, would they be number 1?
Yeah,
I think so.
Because they would beat Baltimore. They would beat Baltimore.
I think so.
Yeah, they would have. No, because the Ravens already locked up their. They already clinched.
No, but the Ravens are 11-3. Ravens are 11-3.
Yeah.
Dolphins are 10-4. So
and they'd have to win over them. Yeah.
They'd be 1.
I think the Chiefs probably end up with the number 1 seed, which would be annoying. But we'll see.
I don't know. They're 2 games back. I think it's just hard math. I think they'll win out. They got Vegas, Bengals, and Chargers, but I think they're too far back. 2 games back. Yeah.
Or go to Baltimore. Baltimore and the Bills out here, man. For a chance to go to the Super Bowl.
Speaking of the Ravens, though, Lamar is getting MVP. Let's put that out there. Lamar should get MVP.
Listen.
The ticket's still alive.
Yeah. You're not convincing
you got a ticket at?
We got a ticket. We got a ticket for CMC, man.
CMC, okay.
CMC.
I like that one.
CMC tripping. You don't have that on the rundown, bro. Ravens versus Niners not on the rundown. What's wrong with you?
I mean, we could talk about it. What do you want to talk about? Who you think gonna win that game?
I actually do think the Ravens win that game. I'm not even playing.
Where is it? It's in San Fran.
It is in San Fran.
I think 49ers.
I'm picking the Niners.
I did also say the Niners not gonna lose again, just to troll PMC. So I do kind of hope that happens, that they just win out. But
no,
I think the Ravens are just more motivated. Like everybody's saying that they're the underdogs in this game.
Yeah, but like, are you really picking anyone right now against the 49ers? Like, if the Ravens were home, I can see it, but 49ers at home, they're not losing to anyone.
As good as the Niners have been, that defense that the Ravens got is real. And this would be the game that
they're not stopping CMC.
Listen, this would be the game that Purdy proves that he deserves an MVP. If he's able to beat that defense, this would be the game.
I would have to agree. as painful as it would be, I would have to start giving him his props. But I don't know.
He deserves his props now. Like
no,
we're in week 16. He's leading. We're in week 16.
I'm hoping.
How much more?
He's week 16, like, but he's playing with the MVP. He's playing with the MVP.
He's playing with the MVP.
Yo, Lee, how that Dak MVP looking, bro?
It was looking good that one week they beat the Eagles. That one week they beat the Eagles was looking good, and then
listen, man, we tried to tell him, man.
Yeah,
at that point in time of the argument.
That's what they do.
At that point in time of the argument, the Dak was the MVP.
Cowboys do that all the time, man. I hate it.
Christian McCaffrey for MVP. Hill took a step back. Dak took his step back. Hurts took his step back. Purdy gonna make sure McCaffrey win it because he out here giving people $80,000 gifts.
Hey, he gave him the endorsement too. He gave him the endorsement too.
It's time.
CMC is the MVP. It is time, man. It is time.
It's time.
That's why it's gonna be Lamar though.
I think
Lamar.
They're gonna steal votes from each other. They're gonna steal votes from each other.
That's why the 49ers got to win, but Purdy got to throw like 2 picks. That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes.
Oh,
it's in the script, man.
McCaffrey.
It's in the script. It's in the script.
What is it now? Plus 1,200.
Plus 1,200, man.
Listen,
start of the season, it was plus 25.
I wish I put it in there, bro.
It's crazy. But yeah, let's move on to sit and start. Everybody trying to get through their fantasy playoffs. So first person we got on here is Baker Mayfield. So Baker Mayfield, sit or start. He had the perfect passer rating last game.
Yeah, bro.
I'm not sold on Baker.
No enthusiasm for Baker, bro.
It's not a bad matchup. Jacksonville's not a good defense, but I don't trust Baker to have 2 good weeks in a row. So that's basically all it is. I don't trust Baker. It's like, I don't know. There's a lot of quarterback injuries, so you might need him, but
listen, man, that's crazy. I'm starting Baker, man. That's crazy. You don't trust Baker to have 2 good fantasy games in a row. He's had like 4 in a row.
So
over the
past
4.
He's due. He's due
for a bad game against the Jaguars. The Jaguars have given up everything over the past few weeks, bro. Listen, they're home, but like it's Tampa versus Jacksonville. Right, so like they even have to travel for this. I like what I've seen from Baker and Mike Evans. I like what I've seen from Baker and Chris Godwin. Like I don't know. I'm a Baker hater in general. I don't think he's that good. But in fantasy football, I was choosing between him and Stafford, and I chose Stafford. And low key, I should have chose Baker. Baker was amazing last week.
I don't know why.
I know what you're saying, but like I would play. I would play Stafford every single week over Baker.
Yeah.
Let me find these stats, bro. Let me find these stats for Baker because
he's been good.
He's been good.
He's been
really good. He's been really good.
I
don't know about really good, but he was really good last week. But
I also just think that like the Buccaneers are just like getting favorable matchups. Like even this week, like I don't like Baker per se, but I like the Jaguars are falling apart. Like Trevor Lawrence is playing hurt. Like they don't have Christian Kirk. Like I just think it's inevitable. Like you're gonna put up some points on him. So like I'm not really too sold on Baker, but he has been playing well. So I don't. I guess I'd start him. I guess
Baker had 20 fantasy points on ESPN 2 weeks ago. 29 last week with PMC, like you said, the perfect passer rating, 381 yards, 4 touchdowns. They're playing Jacksonville. They're not even on the road, bro. I thought they're on the road. Listen, man. Start Baker, yo. Okay. Let bake. Let Baker bake.
Let bake.
Like the thing with Baker though is like he's having a really good year. Like if you look at his overall numbers, like his ratio was crazy good. He's only got like 8 picks. But like if you look at him compared to the grander scheme of all the quarterbacks in the league, he's having a good year, but he's not having like a crazy year. I think he's like QB 12 right now or something like that. So he's like borderline startable.
Baker will get you 20 points in fantasy, man. 18 or so. That's all you need.
Honestly,
if your team is good enough, Baker's
I don't know. Even when he had those 3 touchdowns 2 weeks ago, he only had like 144 yards. So it's like, the last 2 weeks he has 7 touchdowns in the 2 weeks. Those are all his points. Those 7 touchdowns in 2 weeks.
Hey man,
But
they throw that
I don't
ball.
see that continuing. I don't know.
well, I will say I feel the same way you do, Lee. But I just looked at the schedule. They play Jacksonville this week. Next week they
Yeah.
play the Saints at home,
Saints. Yeah.
and then they play the Panthers.
Yeah.
So it's like he could be a fantasy playoffs. You know what I mean? Like
he could
winner.
finish the year. He could finish the year as a top 12 quarterback.
Right,
I see what you're
yeah.
saying. Yeah.
So all right,
Shout out Baker.
start Baker. Man.
I just hope he start dancing again, man. I miss that. I miss that Baker, bro. I do.
All right, next up is Jerome Ford at Houston playing the Texans.
I'll start him. I'll start him. Yeah, I mean Browns like to run the ball in general. Flacco out here, but
Flacco is slinging it, man.
Start Ford, man. The Texans defense is middle of the pack to me, so I'll start Ford.
Nah, I'm benching Ford. I feel like all year Ford's one of these guys who's like, oh, this is the week. You got to play him. He's going to be a sleeper. They got injuries. This is the guy. But if you look at his past couple of games, he had 3 points. He had 8 points. He had 11 points. He had 8 points. He had 10 points. He had 11 points. He had 8 points. So like he'll give you, he won't give you 0, but he's not going to go off and get you like 20 points. So it's like, how long can we like wait for him to have that blowout game? And I don't think it's going to be this week.
Yeah, I'm sitting him. I feel like he's like similar to like Javonte Williams this year, where it's like he's gonna play, he's gonna get decent volume, but like you said, he's just not gonna put up the numbers. So I'm sitting him.
Yeah, and just looking at his touches, he's only had double-digit carries once in the past like month. So if he's not getting like a ton of volume, it's hard to play him.
Yeah. So sit Jerome Ford, start Joe Flacco.
Yeah, start Joe Flacco for real.
Start Joe Flacco in 2023 is crazy. Right. Oh my god, this is a
I can't believe
year. So wild year.
All right, we got Scary Terry against the at Jets. So sit or start.
Bench. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, I'm benching him too because, as y'all know from last week, my sleeper that hit super hard was Curtis Samuel, and I do think that they're gonna have what's your boy's name again? I forget his name every time.
Sauce.
Yeah, I think they're gonna put Sauce on Scary Terry because he's looked at as the number 1 wideout, but he's not. It's actually Curtis Samuel. So Curtis gonna stun again. Curtis, man.
Okay.
Curtis.
Well, I'm benching him mainly because obviously he's playing the Jets. The Jets are second best pass defense in the league. They haven't let any receivers go off on them. Their one weakness is that they suck against the run. But their pass defense has always been top tier. I don't think Sauce is going to shadow Terry. That's just not their scheme. He kind of tends to just stay on his one side. So that might be bad because he's going to get matched up on Samuel a couple times for you. But, you know, the Jets defense is just so good. I think that this sounds like a game that's going to be like 9-6 between the Commanders and the Jets. So I don't think there's going to be any points in this game. I'm benching them.
It's the worst offense versus the worst defense. Bet the over.
That is true. Yeah, in those cases, you bet the over. Yeah. What is it, like 30 points right now? It's probably double low.
I don't even know what it is, but bet the over, man. Yo, is Howard
it's
even
37?
Playing?
It's over.
Howard even finished last game? Is he playing?
Listen, man. Jacoby Brissett, man.
Brissett was out here, bro.
All right, yeah, we sitting Scary Terry.
It's gonna be scary for him, I guess.
We got 2 more. Then we got a lot in the comments. Next is Gardner Minshew, sit or start at Atlanta.
So I think it's on you, Lee.
Sitting them. Bad matchup. Atlanta's 7th versus the pass. They have a really good defense. Anytime the top 10 defense versus a backup quarterback, I'm going to take the defense. So sorry, I got to bench Gardner Minshew.
Damn, I wanted to be a hater and like just go against everything Lee said today, but I'm benching Gardner Minshew too. I actually like Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
I just bro. I can't. If I'm starting Gardner Minshew in a playoff situation, something horribly wrong, bro.
Yeah.
So,
he's been he's definitely been streaky. You know, they should be a little bit better on offense. They get Jonathan Taylor back, but yeah, that Falcons defense has been good all year, so I'd sit him. All right. And last one I got on here is Chris Godwin versus Jaguars. So their start.
Go ahead.
Start him, man. I said start Bait. The ball got to go somewhere, bro. He got to go somewhere. Start Godwin.
I'm torn on this one because I think I want to sit him, but in my one league I'm in the playoffs, I think I have to play him. Just because I have no one else. But like I don't know, Godwin. He finally went off last week. Thank God. Yeah. People were waiting literally all season for him to do anything, but you know, off of one game, I'm not going to go just jump and say he's a must start. I still don't really believe in Baker. Baker spreads the ball around a lot. I think Mike Evans has been pretty quiet. He was quiet last week, right? So I feel like he's due. Like when those two wide receiver tandems, like one goes off and one doesn't. Normally the next week it switches just because like you got to feed him. But yeah, I'm benching him.
Dang. Man.
PMC don't know.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna start him, man. I'm gonna start Chris Godwin. I think he'll have 2 good weeks. I do think that switch will come, but I think maybe he'll get another week out of Baker because I think Mike Evans is kind of a little banged up. So I think they're trying to preserve him or protect him in a way. So I'll give him another week. But yeah, I'm gonna start him. All right. I think we got a lot of comments. Let me scroll back up to the top. So the first one is DeAndre Hopkins, Zeke, and Kenneth Walker. Pick 2 for the flex. So DeAndre Hopkins, Zeke, and Kenneth Walker. I got to pick 2.
I'd like to know if it was a PPR or not, but in general, I would say start Walker and Zeke over Hopkins.
Who are the Titans playing? Titans are playing the Seahawks, right?
Yeah, Titans are playing the Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm benching Hopkins in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm benching Hopkins. I think just on touches, like at this point in the season, like if you're in the playoffs, like I don't want to be. I'm not playing boom or bust guys. I'm playing guys who I know are going to be steady for me. So I feel like between those two running backs, they'll at least get touches. Like I can't say they'll do anything with them, but they'll at least get touches. I don't know if Hopkins is going to get like a lot of targets versus a good Seahawks D. So
yeah, I think off of that too, like the Seahawks were unfortunately running the ball all over the Eagles last week. So I think they're gonna like stick with that formula as they start to get healthy. Also, I think Levis was questionable. So I don't know if he's gonna play this week or not, but it's kind of like if he doesn't, we're looking at Tannehill, we're looking at possibly Malik Willis, or we're looking at a banged up Will Levis. So it just doesn't bode well for DeAndre Hopkins. Along with like if the Seahawks do run the ball, it's just gonna eat the clock. So I'd go Zeke and Kenneth Walker too.
Yeah. Before we move on, for those of y'all in the chat, please like the stream. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you.
Word.
Appreciate the disclaimer. So second one we got. Hey, what's up, guys? Should I start Rice, Moore, or Tay? I have 2 spots, so I think it's again pick 2 for Rashid Rice. I'm assuming DJ Moore and Tajay Spears. Or Devontae? Which Tay?
He said Tay? Probably Devontae.
Probably Devontae. Yeah. So yeah, Rice,
Moore,
Devontae.
Start DJ Moore.
So it was DJ Moore, Devontae Adams, and who?
Rashee Rice.
Who do Raiders play?
The Raiders play the
It's-
Chiefs, I believe. Yeah, Chiefs at Arrowhead. So it's Rice versus Devontae, essentially. Could be Sky Moore.
I can't.
It could be Sky Moore, but why would you have Sky Moore and Rashee?
I'm just saying because they're all the same.
No
It's all
way.
this. It's all the same game.
It
You know
could
what I
be
mean?
all the same
Rice,
game,
Moore,
man.
and Tay.
I'm benching. I don't care that I'm saying this, but I'm benching Devontae Adams.
That's wild, man.
Sheesh.
It's the playoffs. You literally last week was like, "Yo, you got to go with your big dogs."
Off the
man.
5
You can't-
touchdown
Yeah, but-
performance.
you
Off the
can't-
5 touchdown.
Yo, listen, you gotta start
Hitting
Devontae Adams.
O'Connell is hot.
You got to.
But it is an
got to.
Arrowhead.
But so all right, so of those three though, I feel like DJ Moore is the lock, right? You play DJ Moore
Yeah,
versus
I'm
Arizona,
sorry,
he's the
man.
lock. So it comes Rice and Adams. And Adams, if you look at his like past like 10 games, he's had
Yeah, I
like
feel
2 good
you.
games.
I feel you.
Yeah.
He's had more single digit. He's only
Lee.
gotten double digit fantasy points 4 times this whole year.
Lee, you said it last week. Can you go to bed at night knowing you didn't play Devontae Adams and you started Rashee Rice over?
Yeah.
Bro,
If it wasn't Rashee
How are
Rice,
you gonna feel?
if it was
No,
I
but
hear what
Rashee
you're
Rice
saying.
has
But
been
Rashee
playing well
Rice-
lately. He's
yeah,
been playing well
yeah.
lately. So I will
Rashee
say,
Rice.
man.
but it will hurt. It will hurt because you're gonna be like, why did I do that?
yeah.
Listen, man. I'm starting Devontae Adams, bro. If I'm going down, I'm going down on my big dogs, bro.
I think
I
I'm
feel that,
going,
but he doesn't.
I think I'm going
Go
Rice
ahead.
and DJ Moore too. Like, because
man.
I just because Devontae, I have Devontae too in like 2 leagues, and it's just he hasn't. I will say he hasn't really like gone off. You know what I mean? Like he's had solid games, and it's like, all right, cool. Like this is what I'm expecting from him, and then there's just bad games. So it's kind of like I think Rashee Rice is hot right now. Like I said, DJ Moore is always gonna get the volume. So like, it's like even if he has a bad game, it's like you can kind of live with that decision. Yeah, I think I might go Rice and Moore, assuming it's DJ Moore. If it's Sky Moore, you got to bench him.
Yeah, and just quickly, the Raiders are playing the Chiefs, right? So, but the Chiefs have the 5th best pass defense in the league. So he has the matchup.
I get it.
On his side too.
I get it, yo. I'm banking on the name, man. I'm banking on the talent and the skill level. All right.
I hear you. I'm normally with you. Like I'm not going home benching Devontae Adams, but Rashee Rice, to his credit, Rice has been fucking legit. He's been better than Kelsey. He's been their number 1. He's got a touchdown. He gets a touchdown literally every other game. So
this is such a wild season, bro.
It is. Yeah. I think that's more reason to bench Adams. How crazy this year has been.
Yeah.
Like whatever logic you have, just throw it out. That's how you're.
Rashee Rice. All
right. So the next one we got. Are y'all starting Wicks with Reed and Watson out, or Zay Flowers?
Zay Flowers killed me last week. Zay Flowers is banged up, isn't he? I don't know what his.
I think so. They're also playing the 49ers. So
I don't like any of the wideouts for the Ravens this week, but I do like Lively. I do feel like the tight ends seem to do decent work versus the Niners because it's like your outlet to get the ball to somebody. Like McBride had like 12 catches a couple weeks ago. I think Evan Ingram had a bunch of catches. Like they're not winning the games for you, but they're getting the reception. So I don't think I'm starting any wideouts versus the Niners. Wicks, I don't know.
I'm not high on Wicks either. I'm not high on Wicks.
But the thing is, the Ravens play on Monday night, so so Zay Flowers is questionable right now. He's still. I don't think they said if he's going to play yet. So if you want to roll, you have to roll the dice with him if you want to play Zay Flowers because
that's true.
If he ends up sitting on Monday, you're fucked because then you can't play anyone. So I would just play it safe and play Wicks, unless you have someone playing Monday night too, like as a backup plan. But
that's rough.
Yeah, that's a rough one. Start Wicks. All right.
But if you're in the playoffs, if you're still in the playoffs with those two, congrats.
Yeah, for real. I don't know. Like maybe whatever your gut says, man. Like,
do what you're doing.
You already been killing it, man.
If it worked for you, man.
Right. All right. The next one we got Lawrence or Tua. So Trevor Lawrence or
Tua.
Tua.
They're home.
But,
They're
Yeah, it's
home,
got to
man.
be
You gotta go
Tua.
Tua, man. You
Got
gotta
to be
go Tua.
Tua. That could potentially be a high scoring game too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go Tua. Start one in my
They're
flex.
home. Yeah.
Start one in my flex. We got Etienne, DJ Moore, and Zeke.
damn, that's your flex.
He's
Yeah,
showing the game too. He's showing the game.
Jesus.
ETN for sure. Gotta go ETN for me.
Oh,
I don't know.
I
I'm
might go
going
Moore.
DJ Moore.
Yeah, I might
Yeah.
go Moore.
Okay.
Because it's the
Okay.
Jaguars, man. Like I said, they're hurting. Etienne hasn't really been the same. It's tough benching him though. It's tough. Yeah, I'll probably go DJ Moore. How many more? I think we got two more. So pick two: Flowers, Gibson, Nico, and London. Full PPR. So we got to pick
Who's
two.
Gibson?
Antonio Gibson?
Antonio Gibson.
Yeah, it's probably Antonio Gibson.
So Zay
I
Flowers,
think Robinson's
Antonio
out,
Gibson,
right?
Nico Collins.
I think Robinson is out. So
probably.
I'm going Nico and Gibson.
Yeah, I like Gibson in PPR. They're playing the Jets, right? So you want to try to run against the Jets, but even so, I feel like just the matchup wise, I feel like I like Gibson, and then I do like Nico. If is Stroud 100%, like had they said, but if Stroud's good to go, then I'm going Nico.
I hate picking Gibson. I'm not gonna lie. I hate picking Gibson.
Yo, Robinson is out, bro. He's out. He's gonna get all those touches.
But he's not good. Like he was a starter at one point. Like, and he didn't do anything with it then. So like
Oh wait, CJ Stroud is out. So I
Is
don't know
he?
about Nico.
Oh my god, I'm screwed. I would have played Pickens, bro. Jesus.
Dang.
Yeah, these fucking Thursday, Saturday games. Let's fucking play on Sunday.
Bro,
like,
and I picked Texans money line in my ticket. I thought he was playing.
Yeah.
I'm sick. I'm about to get
Dang. Okay. If it's full PPR, I may have to flip from what I said before. I would go Flowers and Gibson.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I'm hoping for maybe not a big day, but just like a whole bunch of catches, a whole bunch of targets. That's what I'm betting on. I don't really like any of these matchups, but I can't see Nico Collins getting like a whole bunch of targets if Stroud's not playing, and like Drake London, same thing. It's like the best of your worst options, I guess.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of Drake London. I had him in one of my leagues. He's just. It's not even him. It's the fucking Falcons. Like I can't have any Falcons on my team.
Yeah, it's tough.
Bro. It's tough to play Falcons players, bro.
All right, and the last one we got in the chat is bench one: Connor, Ridley, Jacobs, and Komet or Waller. So I'm guessing it's two questions. So first is bench one: Connor, Ridley, or Jacobs.
Connor, Ridley.
I'm benching Ridley.
Or Waller.
I don't think Jake.
I think it's two questions.
I don't
Okay.
I don't think Jacobs was cleared yet, did he?
Yeah, I don't think so. He's questionable.
Yeah, I need Jacobs.
I mean, if he plays, I'd go with the running backs and bench Ridley.
Yeah, Ridley's frustrating. He's boomer bust.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm saying bench Ridley.
He's boomer bust, and I hate playing boomer bust guys in the playoffs just because my anxiety goes too crazy.
Yeah. And then the second question was Komet or Waller.
Oh, Waller.
Yeah, I'm starting Waller.
Waller?
Oh, he said bench one.
No.
Wait,
I'm assuming it's just pick one.
Waller.
Yeah.
Yeah, it said bench one, and then so I think it's bench for both. So I'm starting Waller over Komet.
Either way,
Same.
you got to pick one to start bench, man. It don't matter how you phrase it. It don't matter how you phrase it.
Really,
No,
I actually really like
start.
Darren Waller this week. I really like Darren Waller. Versus the Eagles this week.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, are we sitting or starting?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Starting Waller, bro.
It doesn't.
Whatever
but-
one is, it's the other. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm like, yo, start Komet or Waller, and you're like, no, it's bench. All right, pick one. It don't matter.
All right, give me Waller. Give me Waller. Give me Waller versus the Eagles. Eagles trash against the pass, right? They have no linebackers. They can't cover anyone.
I'm gonna go Komet.
Darren Waller.
I'm going Komet. He's been good this year with Fields, so I'm gonna go Komet. Sebastian, you got Komet or Waller?
I'm going Quebec. I'm switching it up. I'm switching up. Because Waller gonna get hurt. Honestly.
Okay. That's fair.
Not this week.
This week, bro. On Christmas. It's gonna happen.
Dang, jeez.
On Christmas, bro.
Dang,
Be real about it.
Okay.
I feel like the Eagles Giants games are always so hard to predict. Because like,
yeah, they really
on
are.
paper, the Eagles should fucking kill them.
Yeah. Oh, he said he has Fields too. So for the Komet,
yeah, Fields, I'm playing Komet.
Yeah, you gotta go Komet. You gotta go Komet.
Gotta go Komet, man.
Gotta go
Waller, Waller's got what? He has one good game all year, bro. Come on.
Gotta go Komet. Yeah,
he was hurt all year.
They're playing the Cardinals too, so yeah, that's a good matchup. All right, Sebastian, you ready, man?
I'm about to change my whole parlay. I didn't know Shaw was playing.
The bet is in. You made the bet already, now, didn't you?
I can cash out right now.
Oh, you're gonna cash out?
The bet is in.
Listen, all right, y'all. Parlay of the day. You know how we get down. 8 legs for $8 to win y'all some bread. I got Dallas money line over the Dolphins, and in that same game, I have Raheem Mostert to get 40 rushing yards. I do think it's going to be a high-scoring game with a lot of throws, but I do think Mostert is going to get most of the touches, even over A-Chain. He's going to get the ball. He's going to run a lot. I got Mike Evans to get 50 yards in the Jaguars-Buccaneers game at plus 130. Evans didn't do much last week, but I do think he's due to do some stuff this week. Travis Etienne in that same game to get 50-plus rushing yards. Moving down, I got Colts money line over the Falcons. I know they're away. I like Minshew. I know I didn't pick him to start, but I just don't like the Falcons. I haven't liked the Falcons all year. And I just don't like how they use their weapons, so I can see them losing that game. I had Texans money line over the Browns in Houston, but I thought C.J. Stroud was playing when I put this ticket in last night. So apparently he's not playing. So do with that what you will. I got David Montgomery at minus 245 to get 40 yards. I think that's an easy bet at the Vikings. The Lions like to run the ball. They have one of the best offensive lines of football. 40 yards isn't a crazy benchmark to get. And then I have the Cardinals over the Bears in Chicago. I know we've been backing a lot of Bears players in this show today, but Kyler Murray gonna get it done for me, man. Gonna get it done. But yeah, that's $8 to win $1,378.67, and I might have to update y'all with what I decide to do in regards to that Texans game. I was 100% sure that my boy CJ was playing.
Nah, you got to stand on it, man. Don't back off, man.
I don't even know who
Just
the backup quarterback is.
Stand on it, man.
Who is the
I stood on my Steelers stuff when it came down to Mason Rudolph, man. You got to stand on it.
But you know who Mason Rudolph is. I don't know who the Steelers, who the
they
Texans
got what's it called? They got Case Keenum.
Yeah, I'm not standing on Case Keenum.
Yeah, they got Keenum.
I'm not.
Keenum. He got.
Where's the Browns? You crazy?
Yeah, it's Case Keenum versus Joe. It's Case Keenum ver's Joe Flacco. What are we talking about?
For a playoffs.
For a playoff.
So you're saying don't? I'm saying, yeah. You're saying stand on. You're saying don't cash this out right now. For my $8. It's $8. It's all right. We get money, man. Let's get
it's $8. Why are you cashing out with $8? Just let it roll.
I was gonna bet back and just do something different.
Yeah. When you sent it over, I definitely said that one wasn't going to hit before I knew this. So, yeah, I can't even back it that much.
Yeah, they just dropped it to $3.30 for the cash out, bro. $3.33. I'm not cashing out. I'm not cashing out, man.
Don't cash out. Don't cash out.
I'm letting it rock, man.
But all right. So last thing, your sleepers. So who are your big sleepers for this week?
I'll go first. I got the Bears running back and more Bears. Roshan Johnson. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but he's the flavor of the week for the Bears running backs. I feel like all year people have been trying to catch that train of like because who their starting running back is. Um, he hasn't done much the past couple of weeks. I'm going to be honest. He's only owned in like 25% of Yahoo, but I'm really just going off the matchups. Playing Arizona. Arizona's 31st versus the run. They give up about 139 yards per game. So it's a deep sleeper. He really hasn't done much all year, but again, just playing matchups. He's only owned at 25%, so he might be a desperate play if you got a late scratch.
All right. My sleeper isn't deep at all. I got some flack from Lee for this one. It's Aaron Jones, man. It's Aaron Jones, and I know you probably own him, probably drafted him pretty high, but he hasn't done shit all year, right? At all. But to the point where you're probably looking at bench. You probably benched him several times this year already. He's been injured. He's been not productive, but he's playing the Panthers this week. And the Panthers suck at guarding the run. They just do. They've given up rushing yards. I think they've given up like 10 top 12 rushing weeks all year. Like, they're not great, bro. They're not great against the run. And I think if any game there was for Aaron Jones to get some get back, it's this game. I think he's due for something decent. He had, 10 points last week. I think it's Aaron Jones' week to do something for you, bro. And I hope he does because I have him starting in my league.
And just to add to that, just because I just saw it, the Panthers give up the most rushing touchdowns per game at 1.5. So
AJ getting in that end zone and not Dylan.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah,
It's not Dylan.
not Dylan.
That's crazy. Yeah, I think I'm I don't know. I probably used this as a sleeper before, but I'm gonna go Rondell Moore. He's like my Taysom Hill. I think there's just weeks where he just goes off and shows flashes, and then he just does nothing in other weeks. So I'm gonna go Rondell Moore. They're playing the Bears. For some reason, I think it's gonna be a high-scoring game. I don't know why, but I think Rondell Moore gets a piece of that. Maybe Marquise Brown, but yeah, that's my sleeper. Yeah, so I think we've been going just about an hour. So you guys got any last thoughts? Any holiday wishes?
Happy holidays. Be safe, everyone. Be safe out there.
Don't put in that Christmas parlay, yo. It's not gonna.
No, put in that Christmas parlay.
Don't do it. Don't ruin your Christmas with the parlay. Don't sweat the parlay on Christmas, man. Enjoy the time with your family. Enjoy the drinks. Enjoy
No, but if
the gifts.
if you lose on Christmas, you got the New Year's college playoff to bet on. So
bet on the New Year's, man. New Year, new you, new parlay. Don't put the Christmas parlay in. And just know my sleeper hit last week, Curtis Samuel.
Yep. All right. Well, that's our show for this week, guys. Like always, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week.